Okay, guys, hope you're well. Continuing with this saga with the bias sheet. Fixed a few errors, put a few bits and pieces in, but let's have a quick look at it. So, flick this over. Yeah, if you saw the video I did earlier where I do get a lot of flack, I really do. And I asked in the video to put publicly in your comments whether you wanted me to quit. Nobody said jack shit, nothing. So I thought I'd put a poll up where nobody sees who you are. And apparently 8% of you want me to quit. So, well, there you go. Why don't you put your head above the parapet and put it in the comments? See who you are. If you don't like what I do, fine. Say so. But just watch somebody else and then you'll be fine. Don't worry. Because I've made the decision. I ain't quitting. In fact, I'll do more just to annoy you. Nah, that's a bit naughty. To be honest, if that got up to probably 15, 20%, I would just knock it on the head. Because the amount of hassle I get, it's not worth it. And I know I say it a lot, but I don't think there's anybody out there will put up with the threats and sort of things that I get on pretty much a daily and weekly basis. Don't get me wrong, I get a lot of love as well. And because of that, I'm here. But yeah, there's not a lot I'll put up with what I do. Anyway, let's cut this through. So here, looking at the bias true right now, B2, what's B2 and B3 for? Well, I'll go through that, Casper. I fixed that error. There was just a break in the link. So we'll get that through. Okay, so let's have a look. This is the file that you download, guys. Now, if I take this bit here to kind of 0, okay? The first question I'll answer is what's B2 and B3? If you're looking at multiple products, so let's for argument's sake say you're looking at the Aussie CAD here. You're also watching, well, the Aussie dollar in this case, but we'll just change it to make certain that works. And we get rid of that. So there's nothing there. And you're watching, I don't know, just something else. Because we've got a whole list. Say you're watching copper here. And we get rid of that. Okay. What it's doing is it'll start pulling in a summary over on this side. Okay. Now I'll tidy this up so that this disappears as well. All right. But basically, if there's nothing in the scores, it should come up as 0. So I'll tidy that up a little bit. If L15, so it works on status. Okay. So I'll tidy that up and we'll get that so that looks clean. But basically it populates across. But let's say we're looking at this to start with. We know how to change the scores. You know, it's 1, 0, -1 for your scores. Okay, so you put all of that in. Now, in this situation, we're going to look at the anchor. So we'll just say it's a formable cell. All right, so just so you can see the change slightly. You would put in, it's a deep. So that's a sell. That's a buy. It's looking to sell in the short term. The status is C. So, no, the status is weight rather, because that's it there. The grade is C. Okay, so we'll put a C in. The trade is telling you it's the anchor. Well, the anchor is this one here, number 5. So that will be sell. And of course, we want to see what the anchor is as well, which is a sell. Now, when I do the next example, that'll change somewhat. And the +1 -1 is telling you, yes, we're selling it, so you're agreeing with the trades, etc. And it's a scalp, okay? And then you can just put notes in here, whatever you want, but I'm just going to put in test for now, okay? If you go to summary, just so you can keep a track of what's going on, that's giving you something to look at the top of each hour. So you can see it. and it's only if you're tracking multiple sort of pairs. Now you can put you can put 7 in here and just add in however many you want, whatever. But what I would suggest is you have 1 here and then have these 2. And then when that's finished, if you're trading another asset through the day, just leave that there so you can see what's going on and put in your notes that it's done. And then you come on to your next sort of trade, and then again you just go through the process as you did before. Now this one might score up something like this, might actually say it's ready to monitor, would obviously be an A trade at that point, and then of course you're going to sell it, sell, and then this probably wouldn't come into play because it's a good trade. Let me kind of show you as an example. So if we drop that down onto there and we change these into -1s, there you go. What it's now telling you is it's kind of selling across the board, so you don't need to do your +1, -1s. You already know what the situation is, so there's no point to look at it. And then of course you go good target, whatever you want. Now that should come over onto the summary, which it does. Okay, so again you can read it. Now bear in mind this is all for the guys in the squad, they know how this works. Okay, but let's say we're tracking a few products at once and you were tracking this at the same time. Well, in this situation, and we'll just use the scores that's on, it's telling you to sell it. It's telling you the double D is a sell, but the now is a buy. The status is telling you just to scalp it, you know. So, okay, what we doing with this? Well, we're looking to scalp. Well, if I'm scalping it, what kind of grade is it? Well, it's a C grade. Then what's the trade? Well, I'm going to sell it. So I'm actually looking to sell, but if we look at the anchor, which is number 5, that's actually going the opposite direction. So that'll immediately tell you to be careful. And again, you come down, you don't need the +1, -1 in this situation. Why? Because it's predominantly going in one direction. It's not really necessary. So you just put in there, take care, or whatever you choose. You know, just put some little notes in there so you understand it. That comes across onto this side. And then, of course, if we go into B3, what we're going to look at here, we'll just assume, we'll just put some daft scores in the top here, but I'm going to manipulate it so it pulls in +1, -1. There we go, sell. We'll just put these as sells as well. Okay, now that's disappeared. Okay, so we need to sort of think, well, why has it disappeared? Well, it's because it's got enough information to not need +1, -1. But if we did, we need something. So we'll just turn that to that and we'll start manipulating these. But we need to change it round. So what we'll do, we'll make this a buy. So that should change the scores out. There we go. Right. So that's coming round now. It's telling us to do something else. There we go. Suddenly it's saying it's a buy. But what if this is all starting to sell? You know, what if this is selling out? So change these round. It's starting to sell off. Okay, medium score. What's happening down here? Change these. It's now saying it's a strong sell. So let's change this into buy. Just so it'll change the scores round a little bit. Right, so that's buy, buy, buy. This is selling. Probably need that. Try and get this into a neutral situation. There we are. So it becomes neutral. In other words, short-term trade. +1, -1 will kick in. It's telling you to sell it, and it's telling you to be careful. Why? Because number 6 is out of whack. But if that became a sell as well, it's now telling you if you're scalping, it's pretty darn good. All right, it all balances up. So again, it's a buy. It's a question mark because it doesn't know what it's doing. It's selling. The status is scalp the thing. The grade is C. It normally is a C with a scalp anyway. Trade, well, it's telling you to look at the anchor, which is number 5. Just selling it. So that's that. Sell. What's the situation with this? It's telling you it's good. And then you can just put your notes in here. Test 3 or whatever. And I'll extend that across just so that you can put some extra notes in. Nice and simple. So remember, this is a prototype, but we're pretty much on point from what we had before because the last tool was pretty much identical. And if we click this over, now what it's telling you is all the information you need to know, and you can just monitor your trade as you're going through, whether you're buying it, selling it, whether you're going to scalp it, monitor it, wait for it, what the target is, because it's got the ATRs, etc., all built into it. It'll tell you what to target, and it'll tell you whether or not it's good, bad, or indifferent on a +1, -1, which is drilling into the trade. It looks like it's working fine. Obviously, I want you guys to test it. Let me know, and we'll keep tinkering with it, and we'll make it better, and we'll add extras in a little bit like what we've done. And then the whole thing put together, you've got your Darwin calc in there, you've got your Madness calc, your risk profiling calculator, the wage maker, and your compound. All right, so everything you need is in one place. So hope that helps. Drop it in, let me know, and we'll get it built. But in the meantime, I'll clean that up just so that if there's nothing in the cells, it doesn't show anything. Okay, so there'll be no zeros, it'll just say zilch. All right, catch you soon, guys.